mu gis forme perle.
He perceived them in the form of scattered pearls. When contemplated through inner vision, the entity manifesting with its two faces, one dark, the other luminous, appears to undergo a transformation. It adopts the semblance of droplets, yet not akin to water droplets. These droplets, as they fall, resemble glistening, pure diamond pearls. Gradually, they gather to form a mountain of pearls. At this stage, what occurred initially begins to repeat. He observes the pearls uniting progressively, as though bound by an invisible force into a harmonious whole. This union takes the form of a subtly woven rope composed of approximately 2,000 diamond pearls. Then a striking phenomenon occurs. Before his eyes, the pearls and rope synchronize to calligraph a word. The man gifted with inner vision through transcendent perception deciphers this word, which reveals three inseparable realities within him. Fitri. Intrigued, he seeks to understand why this word took such form. Suddenly, two elements emerge from within the word, one from the Ra, one from the Fa, and the other from the Ra. Each detaches from the center, carrying a unique pearl. In a striking motion, the pearl from the Fa enters into his right eye, while the one from the Ra enters his left eye. Upon their entry, his inner vision amplifies, unveiling deeper perspectives. At this precise moment, he realizes the face he once perceived as wholly luminous can now be decomposed into discernible nuances and scrutinized in essence. Simultaneously, the face he deemed dark reveals itself anew. It was not inherently dark, but shrouded by a shadow. A revelation strikes him. This darkness was the shadow of a hidden being behind that face. What he believed to be an impenetrable veil for his inner vision was not mere absence of light, but the presence of an entity whose shadow engulfed all. Focusing on what lies behind this face, he perceives a scene in metamorphosis. What he witnesses shifts before his eyes, yet even the past replays in his favor, as though history unfolds anew. Thus, he finally comprehends the true nature of the one concealed. The location of this majestic apparition becomes clear. A man emerges, cloaked in a red mantle, solemnly declaring he originates from Janibul Kauni. At this moment, another figure appears on the once shadowed side, radiant with dazzling light, robed in a luminous white jellaba, his resplendent beard illuminating his face. He recognizes Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Certainly anchors within him, though this man is from Janibul Kauni, he is intimately tied to the Prophet. A bond unveiled only through heightened inner vision. Yet all this stemmed from a single word inscribed before him, Fitri. This word structure provoked his revelation. The Fa projected into his right eye, while the Ra surged into his left. This extraordinary phenomenon granted him not only the ability to perceive the past, but to interpret its profound meaning. As he contemplates the pearls and their subtle arrangement, a light from divine reality suddenly appears. This light does not merely manifest. It traverses space with extraordinary intensity and unfathomable speed, spanning billions of kilometers in an instant. None could grasp its essence, measure its power, or apprehend its velocity. The light takes the form of a flaming lance imbued with two distinct colors. When fully illuminated, it glows incandescent orange. When momentarily dimmed before reigniting, it radiates pure, dazzling white. Thus, the lance of light unfolds, revealing its transcendent intensity and speed. When this luminous lance manifests, it abruptly pierces the mountain of pearls with ruthless precision. At this instant, the word fitri, inscribed at the mountain's heart, becomes the impact point at the remaining letter. The lance split it into two with a sharp flash. This division extends to the mountain itself, cleaving it into two distinct halves, one positioned to the right, the other to the left. Peering into the split mountain, he perceives the red-cloaked figure he had seen earlier. This majestic being now sits solemnly at the center of the two pearls fragments. Observing closely, he noticed the red mantle draping harmoniously over the figure's silhouette, complemented by uniquely beautiful hair, enhancing his aura. Seated between the divided mountain halves, the figure occupies a central point of profound significance. Through inner vision, he continues scrutinizing the scene, invoking the term Ruuhul Quduss, with its intrinsic meaning different from common Arabic understanding. He addresses it. Ruuhul Quduss then speaks. Did you not see the letter Kaf in your projection earlier? He immediately nods. In response, Ruuhul Quduss extends his right hand and declares, "Here is Kaf." Continuing, he asks, "Did you not see the letter Noon in your projection?" Again, he affirms. Ruuhul Quduss now extends his left hand. "Here is Noon." Finally, he inquires, "Did you not see the letter Kaf in your projection?" He confirms once more. Ruuhul Quduss then reveals, "The Kaf essentially represents my being." Thus, he comprehends the reality of Kun Fayakun. He realizes the guarantee of this creative power was entrusted by Allah to Ruuhul Quduss. He understands the light that pierced and split the mountain was no mere phenomenon. It was a manifestation of this profound reality, an unveiling granting access to the one now seated at its center. Exclaiming with absolute certainty, he proclaims, "Since the inscribed word was fitri, and I have seen the light, I declare fitri binuri." Yet the scene continues. The being begins reuniting the two mountains halves divided by the luminous lance. Remarkably, he remains immobile, seated centrally. The holder of inner vision watches him extend his right hand towards the right mountain, designated by Qaf. Instantly, the mountain responds, drawn magnetically towards him. Then he extends his left hand to the left mountain, associated with Noon. It converges fluidly towards his left. A revelation erupts. He beholds this majestic being, whose essence is Kaf. He witnesses the being observed both mountains, unifying them within himself. What was separated merges into a single entity, the mountain and pearls now constituting this being. With majesty, the being addresses the holder of inner vision. This is what you call Nur, specifically Nuril Mutalsam. Studying Nuril Mutalsam is struck by a revelation. Though the being unified the mountains, his essence as Kaf persists. This perplexes him, compelling him to probe the mystery through infused knowledge. As he seeks understanding, a new spectacle unfolds. The mountain emits intense projection of light into the divine realm. Overwhelmed, he kneels before the calf symbolized being, perceiving a widening distance between himself and Ruuhul Quduss. Aware his vision is fleeing, he implores an interpretation before it fades. The majestic being addresses him in a resonant voice. Wasalli ala fitri binuri kal talsamil anwar. Instantly, he grasps the profound meaning. The being continues. Wasalli ala fitri binuri kal talsamil anwar. Reintroducing the calf essential to him. The holder of the vision, inner vision, plunges into an extraordinary mystical state. Despite this sublimity, the being solemnly reminds him, do not forget you are still immersed in deep study. He advises anchoring oneself in Allah to pursue further visionary quest.